Okay, hi guys. This video is gonna be a hair video. Let's talk about hair. So I recently went from being red, I will insert a picture here, to blonde. This is the blonde that I am. Now I achieved this color with no bleach whatsoever. So I'm gonna debunk some of you people on the internet. I've been learning about hair privately from hairdressers and that, so I could learn to color my own on a budget a bit better. That's my knowledge, and my own personal experiments with my hair. I've been just about every color under the sun, purple being my favorite. So I originally went red to blonde. Now I was a permanent redhead. I was using the L'Oreal Magic Contrast line, which is a permanent red line. So they're permanent colors. So what I was able to do to achieve this, as prior to being that permanent red, I just had my hair bleached, and it was purple, pink, and red. And they were deposit dyes. So that's dyes like Manic Panic, Directions, Pravana, all of those vivid colors of what we call deposit dyes. So this may not necessarily work for those dyes, and I'll explain that in a bit. But essentially, to get to this color, what I did is I used a decolorant. Now what it does essentially is it shrinks the molecules of the color in your hair and takes you back to whatever you were beneath it. And it does work for deposits, but it works better for permanents, and I'll keep explaining. And that lifted me, or it took out the red to the point where I was bleach blonde again. I had to do it twice just because I missed chunks. Like if you look in here, I'm still a little bit red. I could lift it out if I wanted to, but yeah, I just wanted a really natural looking blonde. So, and then after doing the decolorant, which by the way, it smells like liquid fart. Like, it stinks, but it's worth it because decolorants are so less harmful to your hair. Like, it's not a stripper. Like, there's hair stripper and then there's decolorants. There's a difference. If I had things to show you the difference, I might try and get like box pictures to show you the difference between the boxes of a stripper and a decolorant. And anyway, I picked those up from Priceline. I wasn't able to pick them up. I did used to have a hair supply store back in Melbourne, but now I've moved, so I'm a little short on my supplies now. So I did that decolorant, and then I put a blonde tone over. I wanted a golden blonde, which is what I ended up with, a golden blonde. And then if you look closely, obviously you can see up here where it is darker, that is where I had virgin hair, and where I was brunette still. And I've added a bit of purple underneath because I needed a bit of purple. And that is how I got to this color. So there was no bleach. Now, decolorants and deposit dyes. Yes, it will work on deposit dyes, but you can't put a permanent or bleach over it, because otherwise the color will come back. I can't explain the exact science to you on that one. There's a guy Tang video about it that he does in someone's hair. Anyway, so because essentially what happens is that it shrinks the molecules, yes, of the color, even if it's a deposit dye like Manic Panic and that. But if you go to put bleach over it again, if it didn't take enough of it out, it ends up bringing it all back. And it will still lift it out, but like you might as well have just bleached your hair anyway, like you're doing that damage anyway. So my recommendation is, if you're going from a deposit dye to another color, bleach your roots if your roots require lifting. And I do say go do that at a salon, but I do understand that budgets and doing it at home. But I recommend highly getting like any kind of bleaching done at a salon by a professional, just because chemical burns and doing the wrong volumes for your hair, or just not being aware of your hair integrity and things like that. And then you also want to remember, when bleaching, never go over pre-lightened hair. Only do what needs to be lifted. Don't ever go over pre-lightened, because that's going to do more damage to that hair that's already been damaged, and that's where you're going to get that breakage and that frizz and that grossness no one likes. So yeah, my recommendation would bleach your roots, do the decolorant after you've done the bleach on the color that you have, and then put your next deposit dye over the top. That is my recommendation. But yeah, as I said, if you bleach over using the deposit then the decolorant, it'll bring back the color, and you might as well have just bleached anyway. But anyway, it's up to your personal choice. That's my view. That's how I got from red to blonde. I presume it to be a very easy process to help anyone who's got black hair as well. To take you, like, I still think probably if you're going from black, you're still gonna probably need a bit of a lift, but it'll be so much less harmful to do a decolorant first and then work from there. But yeah, I just thought I'd tell you guys, and I hope you like this video. If you like hair videos, or if you'd like to see next time I dye my hair, let me know in the comments, or give this video a thumbs up. Yeah, let me know. Bye guys!